Hey YouTube, what's good? This is Steven and welcome back. Alright, this video is pretty much an open message to Christopher Reid. Alright, for those of you who are not familiar with Christopher Reid, he's most famous for playing in the movie House Party. They did like 3 of those movies, maybe 4, I think. But you know, 3 of like the originals, right? And Christopher Reid, he was pretty much the light-skinned dude in the movie. All right. So Christopher Reid, as you guys know probably by now, Chris Reid, he wanted to take a part in this Coon Fest with Jason Whitlock. I don't know why. I guess coons of a feather flock together. I don't know. But he wanted to take a part in this photo. And also, I think it's going to be a part of a skit that's coming up or whatever the fuck. I don't know. But it's Christopher Reid dressed up and imitating and perhaps mocking Colin Kaepernick, right? You know, it's him and like this big, you know, he has an afro wig on, a goatee. And he has like, you know, this black glove and doing, you know, the Black Power salute, right? So, you know, kind of like, you know, low key, kind of like making a joke about the whole situation, you know, about police brutality and, you know, black people standing up against police brutality as well. So, yeah, apparently that's a joke. That's all a joke. All right. I don't know why. I guess I don't know what these people are on. I don't know what Kool-Aid they've been drinking. Well, I think they may have been drinking that Coon-Aid, you know, because I know Jason Whitlock has been, you know, just drowned himself in Coon-Aid because Jason Whitlock is a wild ass coon on the loose at this point. I think we need to call Coon Control to capture this dude. Yeah. But to bring it back to the story though, Chris Reid, he wants to take a part in this for some reason. I guess maybe he need a paycheck. You know, I know we got bills to pay. I know, you know, them house party checks done dried up. I know you ain't getting no royalties from anything. So I know you gotta make some money somehow, but you shouldn't have done this to make some money, right? You know, I did a little talking a little bit of research on Chris Reid. According to Celebrity Net Worth, Chris Reid's net worth is about $100,000. You know, that's pretty much what he has amassed within his whole career as far as like his net worth is concerned. So, you know, all the properties he's owned, you know, all the intellectual properties he owns, you know, his investments, etc., etc., total up to about $100,000. Yeah, you know, yeah, right. You know, to be real, he's doing better than, you know, the average person is. But the thing is, though, you probably should be doing way better than that, you know, and doing these type of stunts. Why you think it's going to ingratiate yourself with Caucasian people? It won't. And, you know, it may buy you a little time, but coons, trust me, coons have a expiration date when it comes to white people. They'll use you for a while. They will. But they will get rid of you when either they need to make cuts, you know, some type of cuts, you know, to balance the budget. Perhaps if you mess up somehow, you know, you go off script, that could be one thing that happens to you. I mean, look what happened to Tommy Loren. She ain't even, like, she white. And look what happened to her. She went off script one time. And they canceled her career. But, you know, that's what she get, though. That's what she get, you know. I love it when bad things happen to bad people. You know, don't you? You know. You know, Stacey Dash is another one. You know, Fox News used her as their black, you know, talking mouthpiece for a while. But once they was like, okay, I think we got enough out of you. Your services are no longer needed. Goodbye. You know, stage deals, another one of them, and there's a ton of them that I could go through. But again, to bring it back to topic though. So when this photo initially came out, people thought this was a white man and doing this. But for somehow, I don't know who leaked the story. I don't know how, but we found out that it was Christopher Reid. And I'm like, oh, we didn't expect that. We didn't expect it to be Chris Reeve. So then the story sort of changed from like racism, because like, oh, this is a white man doing this and making a mockery of it. Then it sort of kind of changed gears a little bit from the racism aspect to more so concentrating on kid, because at this point it becomes more of an issue within the community at this point versus the issue that is coming from outside of the community, because we found out, oh, this is the person that's been a part of this community, which, by the way, we gotta really speak on that for a quick second, right? Chris Reed, like pretty much the majority of the things that he has done, or at least the things that he is most famous for, involves, black art, right? Like, the movies that the whole house party movies, right? Also, him being a rapper, right? It's like these people they come up from black folks, but then they kind of, at one point or another, get it twisted. They feel like, oh, I don't need black folks anymore, or oh, black folks didn't contribute to my success. And they get it twisted because they see like a white man signing that paycheck, right? They see a white man signing that paycheck, so they get it twisted. But the only reason that white man is signing that paycheck is because of black people. Let's be real. These white men, possibly of Judaic origin, whatever, they want to reach a black audience. So they want to use some black people to reach a black audience because they have black themed products or goods or whatever that they want to sell to the black community, or even just products in general. They don't even have to be geared towards black people. Like McDonald's. McDonald's is not really geared towards black people, but they will use black people to advertise their, food, right? Right. As well, the only reason, or the main reason, that you have that $100,000 net worth, Chris Reed, is because of black people. So the least you could do is just not make a mockery of police brutality against black people. That's the least you could do. You could do that, because people weren't even asking you to speak out on police brutality, really. If you did and you did it, for us, we'd be cool with that. But people weren't even asking that. And also, another thing, a YouTube user posted a video with some receipts on it. So shout out to this YouTube user, Nicole's View. She did a video about this, and she posted some receipts from this TV1, I think unsung TV1, Christopher Reed. And in this unsung, he spoke about kind of like his childhood experience with racism, right? Because at one point his mom passed away. His mom died in a car accident. So he went to go live with his father at this point. And by the way, his mom is Irish, so white, and his dad is Jamaican, so black. And Christopher Reed is, mixed race, right? So he lives with his father, and they're living in Staten Island, and he talks about how, oh, these white men or white boys or white folks are always chasing them off, chasing them to school, from school, chasing them when they were fishing, chasing them, when they were hanging out, all this, right? These white folks just, being cave beasts right? Just wanting to terrorize folks just for no reason, just for existing while beige, while half black for him, existing while half black, right? But then he said that his father decided to them, move them to Queens, I believe it's Queens. And he said like that, stop. So in a roundabout way, he was, I guess, saying that, this majority black population pretty much let him live, right? They let him live. They, for the most part, I'm pretty sure there may have been some little incidents here or there, but ultimately, no. Black folks let you live. Black folks gave you your career. Black folks are the main people who are really checking for you. Because I don't see many white people checking for you like that. I don't see many Latino folks checking for you like that. No Asians, no Middle Easterners, no indigenous folk. Just mainly black people, honestly. Any place that hires you, or any like movie, television show, what have you, Netflix show or whatever, that hires you, they're probably going to be hiring you because you could bring in a black audience. Honestly. So apparently he doesn't know this. He doesn't get this. I don't know what's up with these people that they get to a certain level, perhaps. Maybe they just were born coons. I don't know. Maybe it's white mama syndrome. White mom syndrome. I don't know. But then I'm like, well, you also had the influence of your black dad because your black mom passed, and I don't even think his white family really has much to do with him, because I think they said that, I remember him saying a while ago, like his mom's white family kind of disowned her for, getting with, his father. So I'm not sure if he even has much to do with his, white side of the family. So I'm pretty sure he probably has more experience with his black side of the family, because he was raised by his black father, because his mom passed away. So even more, it's like so many things. It's like, okay. Like basically all the receipts on that, black people have consistently had your back, right? And this is what you do. This is how you turn around and repay black people, right? So this beige, waffle colored, high yellow, half-breed, mulatto, whatever, he wants to do this. He wants to do this. And I'm like, the thing is, like, Chris, let's say Chris, let's get real with it. Chris, right? You're barely making it on the black side. You need to be very happy that black people supported you as much as they have. All right. Because black people could have been like white people and just been like, oh, no, you're not good enough for us. All right. No, we don't deal with the half-breeds. Oh, no, let's attack him just because, he's existing while half white. No, they didn't do that. So, and also up to this point now, I don't even think that Christopher Reid has even spoken out about this, or has released a statement about this at all. I'm pretty sure it would be some bullshit, but still, he hasn't really even responded to anything thus far at this point. And from what I've heard, it said that he's very active on Twitter. So all of a sudden now you ain't so active on Twitter. All of a sudden you ain't got nothing to say now, right? And also another thing to note that I found out, I heard that he's like really good friends with Bill Maher. Y'all know Bill Maher. He was most recently in the news a little while ago for referring to himself as a quote-unquote house nigga, right? He felt very comfortable to say that word on national TV. So what happens behind the scenes? Because he's saying this on national TV. So what's going on behind the scenes when the cameras aren't around, right? And I'm like, this is your good friend, your best friend? So that's automatically suspect, right? So I think that's already speaking to, okay, Chris Christopher Reeve may be one of those mixed race people who may view themselves as possibly the other, as being an exception to the rule, you know, being mixed race but not black, right? Being part black or half and half, but not, I'm not sure if he's totally perhaps claiming a black identity. I don't know. I feel like we assumed he did or does, but we don't know for sure. We haven't, I don't even think, did we really vet him? You know, did we really, you know, ask him any questions about how he identifies, what he considers himself, etc. You know, but I say those things to say that when this, like, when him and Bill Maher perhaps are interacting with each other, and Bill Maher says something that is considered offensive towards black people, he may not feel that it applies to him because he is mixed, right? He's mixed race. He's part white. So he may feel like he is an exception to the rule. Like he may feel like, oh, this type of stuff applies to those type of black people, you know, those other, like those black people here. He may not really, he may, I don't know. Maybe perhaps I'm speculating a bit much. Maybe I'm reaching, but I just feel that situation's a bit odd. That friendship would be a bit odd, you know. I can understand why those black women are entertaining, who, you know, those black women who date Bill Maher are entertaining, because I guess they're getting like some money from it. I'm pretty sure Bill Maher got some good money. Keep it real. I'm not saying that they should be doing that, but I understand why they're there. You know, they want the money. They want the come up, right? And he can give them the money and the come up, you know. But Chris Reid, I'm not sure, like, is he getting much of a come up from this? I don't know. Money? I don't know. Also, a question that I want to throw out there is, okay, is Chris Reid part Jewish? Does he have some type of Judaic ancestry? For some reason, I don't know. I just want to throw that question out there. I know that his mom is Irish, and I don't really think that would equate to having some relationship with being Jewish. Now, if his mom was Italian, I would kind of, okay, his mom could possibly be Jewish or part Jewish. You know, have Judaic heritage, all right? And I know there's going to be some people in the comment section saying that, oh, you know, Jew is not a race, you know, and I understand that. But people often treat it as a race, and also it is a social construct, which a lot of things are, of course. That's a lot of things are. So I think it's valid, right? It may not make sense, but then again, most oppression doesn't really make sense anyway. Most of these racial categories that we have often don't make much sense anyway, but it's what we have. It's what we have. Also, this is just me being a little petty for a moment. Christopher Reid, he looking a little aged, a little old. I'm like, you know, them recessive genes, them recessive white cave beast genes, they came out to play today, because he looking a little haggard, you know. Because I'm like, I seen him in his interview on TV1, his special, the Unsung special. I'm like, you know, he looking a little haggard, you know. Because I'm thinking of, like, comparing him with, like, my uncle who's turning 70 this year, and my uncle who is turning 70 who is also more or less the same skin tone as him. It's not, you know, he's not looking like that. So perhaps maybe it was the drinking and smoking, you know, hard living, perhaps, that may have done that. Maybe it wasn't so much the recessive genes. Maybe. But, you know, ultimately that's neither here nor there. But, you know, I just wanted to give a shout out to, you know, Black Don't Crack. All right, Black Don't Crack. Yeah. That melanin got your back. You know, it really does. But, you know, I'm going to bring this video to a close. But before I do, I just want to say that, you know, if anything else, this whole Colin Kaepernick situation has really helped expose the Coons within our community, and also not, you know, outside of the community, definitely the people who are like not down for us, but also the people in the community who aren't down for us, and that's even more important to know, right? Because sometimes I think about sometimes when I don't really be thinking about this like that, but slavery, right? Slavery lasted a very long time in the United States. And I'm thinking, this is kind of like part of the reason that it lasted for so long, because there were so many coons amongst us, right? Who are just willing to sell us out, right? For little like trinkets, to sell us out for a little higher position, right? Because nothing new, like there's nothing new under the sun, right? Y'all know that that saying. There's nothing new under the sun. So I'm pretty sure this type of stuff was going on back when, you know, slavery was like directly in effect. Like, I'm pretty sure this type of stuff was going on, right? Like when we were trying to come together and plan a revolt, probably someone was running back and telling the slave owners, right? In fact, even the reason that we got over here is an act in coonery itself. Like, you know, black folks, African folks capturing us and helping capturing us, and, you know, giving us to these beasts, these monsters, you know, these degenerates, right? That in itself, we are here because an extreme act of coonery. At this point, I don't even think coonery is the appropriate word at this point. An act of betrayal, an act of treason against your own kind. You know. So I'll leave it there. So thank you very much for watching this video. Feel free to comment. And I definitely appreciate the feedback and the conversation. Thanks a lot. Adios and goodbye for now.